Today's Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, McKenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Northern States Fishing Tools, WCAG Church, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wolfpack Booster Club, NCC, Dakota Country 96.1 FM.
Rice, he's got an opening. Rice, he could go all the way. He's got one man to beat.
Jace Becker spins, hangs, complete.
Broughton breaks through. It's a race to the end zone. Touchdown, Sioux. The Sioux strike first.
It used to be
On the right.
Conquers back on top as Region 8 champions.
That's Ben Hennig with a load of steam, and he bowls over.
One as Blake Bergstrom looks to go. Blake Bergstrom floating in midair for two.
Backdoor cut. Cheryl Hayes off the glass for two. There is Nesham. Wow, look at that shot by Addison Nesham. She's putting on a show. You think her heart is pounding? No way. The Lusitania Buffalo Bombers are headed to the state.
Corner, 3 seconds, Simiano. No. Put back, no. The Killdeer Cowboys survive.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of Game Day Media, LLP, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent by Game Day Media, LLP.
Game Day Media LLP does not own the rights to the background music of this live stream. All rights belong to the music owners. No copyright infringement intended.
Hello and welcome to Schmeeker Field in Bismarck, North Dakota, as we welcome you into your Hagen Equipment pregame show. It's wet, but it's football weather. And we've got Randy Peterson down on the field with Watford City head coach. We're going to jump right into our Farmers Union Oil of Watford City. Coach's comments. Randy, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Titus, and Coach Dooley from the Watford City Wolves. Thanks for taking a little bit of time with us as you travel down to Bismarck here. Senior night for the Saints. What do you know about the Saints and what it's going to take to come away with a region victory tonight?
Well, I've coached against St. Mary's pretty much since I've been in North Dakota, with the exception of a couple of years. So not a whole lot different from the ones we used to play back in the 2010s. Solid program, committed to running the ball, can throw the ball when they need to, usually aggressive on defense, fly around to the ball. Just a good program overall.
Yeah, given the weather tonight, it'd be probably good if you're a running team tonight. I don't know how much you throw the ball, but, weather could come into this play. What was the last words out of the locker room tonight for your Wolves?
Well, we just, mentioned that, it's going to be a run-oriented game. It's going to be physical. It's probably not the best conditions to put the ball in the air, but at the same time, the offense knows what they're doing. Defense has to react to it, so you might be able, if you can hang on to the ball, slip a pass in there or two, so you got to be alert on that as well.
Well, you've had a great season. It's been fun to follow you here on Game Day Media. Best of luck to you. We'll let you get back to coaching up your team. That's head coach Tim Dooley of the Watford City Wolves. We'll send it back to Titus at the sports desk, and we'll come back and see if we can round up head coach Toby Schweitzer of the St. Mary Saints.
Thank you very much, Randy. We'll be back with more of your Hagen Equipment pregame show after this 1-minute timeout.
When the job demands power and precision,
Turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealers. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
And welcome right back to Schmeeker Field as Randy Peterson has caught up with Toby Schweitzer, third-year head coach of Bismarck St. Mary's. Take it away, Randy.
Yeah, thank you, Titus. Again, Toby Schweitzer, the head coach of the St. Mary's Saints, coming into senior night tonight. Special night here for your Saints.
Yeah, we got a lot of good seniors that have worked hard for their whole career, and some of them are going to go on and play football, but tonight's kind of special being their last game at home.
So, you know, the wins aren't there as much as you had hoped probably at the beginning of the year. You're 2-5 on the season, up against a very rejuvenated Watford City team. And what's it going to take for your Saints to come away with a victory here on your last home game?
Well, everybody that plays against Watford City knows you got to have a lot of discipline because they're throwing a lot of different stuff at you. It kind of looks like the Green Bay Packers from the 1930s or something, yeah. But they're a well-coached team, and if you're not disciplined, they can tear you up pretty quickly.
Hey, we'll let you get back. I know you got a lot in store for you. Good luck tonight. It's head coach Toby Schweitzer of the St. Mary's Saints. Back to you, Titus.
All right, thank you very much, Randy. Good job down on the field in some adverse conditions. We've had beautiful weather all season long to start with. Tonight, not quite as nice, but that's okay. It's good football weather here in the capital city and an outstanding matchup that we have on tap for you here between the Wolves and the Saints. St. Mary's comes in at 2-5 overall. 1-2 in the Double-A West, and a striking number. They are 0-4 at home here at Schmeeker Field. So they would like to end their regular season home schedule with a victory here tonight in Watford City. They're trying to make it 2 wins in a row as they had a 3-point victory on the road at Dickinson last week, 24-21, when Asher Coughlin played the role of the hero, knocking in a game-winning field goal as time expired. Watford City also comes in off a victory as the Wolves check in with an overall record of 4-3, now 2-1 in Double-A West play. They have not lost consecutive games in a row this season. Every time they've lost, they bounced back with a win. And they do have one 2-game winning streak. That came in their first 2 home games of the year when they beat Wahpeton and Williston. After that, they lost a game to Grand Forks Central. They then got a victory over Dickinson by 3. They lost to Minot North. And then they bounced back with that 34-21 victory over Jamestown. We want to talk about that game. In that ball game, Watford City set a new school record with 479 total rushing yards, setting a new record that had stood since 1985 when the Wolves ran for 476 yards against Hettinger. So a 40-year record fell last week with the Wolves getting the 479 rushing yards of offense, 0 passing yards, but that was okay as they scored 34 points and racked up those 479 yards of total offense. So the Wolves come in with that as the setup here for tonight's ball game, and it is going to be fun to see what they have here. Once again, we won't expect to see much passing, and I don't think either team wants to pass that much. And at this time, we are going to join our PA announcer in progress as they start their senior night activities here at St. Mary's High School.
At this time, we will take a moment to introduce and thank our seniors. Number 1, middle linebacker and wide receiver, Dominic Zander. Son of Doug and Jody, Dominic is involved in football, basketball, golf, assistant chaplains, student council, Saints for Life, Knights of Virtue, Catholic Athletes for Christ. After graduation, Dominic is undecided on where he will attend, but plans to play college football and study exercise science and business. Number 2, safety, Kendall Hillman, son of Russ and late Missy, and stepmom, Alicia Hillman. Kendall is involved in football. Kendall is undecided about his plans after graduation. Number 4, wide receiver and cornerback, Cale Burns. Cale is the son of Ken and Christina. Cale is involved in football, Knights of Virtue, and Catholic Athletes for Christ. Cale plans to attend Bismarck State College, majoring in finance. Number 8, fullback and middle linebacker, Zach Richter, son of Patrick and Denise. Zach is involved in football, wrestling, assistant chaplains, and Knights of Virtue. Zach will be attending BSC this fall. Number 14, wide receiver and defensive back, Brady Ruggles, son of Reed and Tamara. Brady is involved in football, basketball, National Honor Society, assistant chaplains, Knights of Virtue, Catholic Athletes for Christ, Student Council, Spanish Club, and Saints for Life. After high school, Brady plans to play football and study pre-med. Number 15, quarterback and free safety, Jacoby Grimm, son of Dalen and Lynn. Jacoby is involved in baseball, football, Knights of Virtue, assistant chaplains, Saints for Life, and Catholic Athletes for Christ. After high school, Jacoby plans to pursue a degree in construction management and play baseball in college. Number 22, linebacker and kicker, Colby Hollenbeck, son of Brad and Kelly. Colby is involved in football, wrestling, and Knights of Virtue. He is undecided on which college he will attend, but plans to pursue a fire science degree and become a firefighter. Number 33, linebacker Joey Churchill, son of Dan and Heather. Joey's involved in football, track, Knights of Virtue, assistant chaplains, wind orchestra, jazz band, steel drum band, robotics, speech, student council, Saints for Life, and National Honor Society. Joey plans to attend NDSU. Number 34, running back and linebacker Noah Schmidt, son of Dion and Jasmine. Noah's involved in football, track and field, assistant chaplains, Saints for Life, Knights of Virtue, National Honor Society, and is a choir member. Noah plans to attend UND and pursue a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautics with a major in commercial aviation. Number 44, defensive end and tight end, Jackson Barth, son of Daniel and Jessica. Jackson is involved in football, basketball, assistant chaplains, Knights of Virtue, Catholic Athletes for Christ, Saints for Life, Student Council, and National Honor Society. After graduation, Jackson plans to attend MSUM, where he will be playing football and studying pre-pharmacy. Number 55, right guard, middle linebacker, Braden Rarrell, son of John and Jotana. Braden is involved in football, concert, and jazz choir, band, speech, Saints for Life, Knights of Virtue, Catholic Athletes for Christ, assistant chaplains, National Honor Society, and this past May he has earned his Eagle Scout Award. After graduation, he plans to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering with a minor in biomedical engineering. Number 66, long snapper and offensive tackle and defensive end, Brad Kemple, is the son of Mike and Melinda. He is involved in football, track, assistant chaplains, Knights of Virtue, yearbook committee, and Catholic Athletes for Christ. After graduation, he plans to pursue a degree as a diesel mechanic. Number 70, offensive tackle and defensive end, Carter Miklich, son of Tony and Lindy. Carter is involved in football, wrestling, assistant chaplains, Knights of Virtue, Student Council, and National Honor Society. Carter plans to attend the University of Jamestown to play football and study civil engineering. Number 76, center Benedict Baumgartner, son of Chris and Tiffany. Benedict is involved in football, wrestling, wind orchestra, assistant chaplains, Knights of Virtue, Saints for Life, Catholic Athletes for Christ, and National Honor Society. After graduation, Benedict plans to attend the University of Mary to pursue a degree in business administration. Number 77, offensive right tackle and nose guard, Roman Barnes, son of Josh and Heather. Roman is involved in football, basketball, assistant chaplains, and National Honor Society. Roman is still undecided as to which college he will attend, but plans to play football at a college level. Number 84, wide receiver and cornerback, Peyton Cappy, son of Lauren and Courtney. Peyton is involved in football, basketball, baseball, wind orchestra, choir, mixed chapel choir, cantores, Knights of Virtue, Gamer Club, and National Honor Society. Peyton plans to attend NDSU pursuing a degree in statistics and sports management. What a joy it has been to watch you grow into young men that you're becoming, all while playing the sport of football and using it as a tool to figure out what kind of man you want to be. Thank you for letting us be a fan for the last 4 years. St. Mary's football will miss you all. From the tackles made, passes thrown, touchdowns scored, kicks kicked, passes caught, and the memories made, thank you for it all. We wish you nothing but the best on your next journeys, but for a little while longer, roll Saints. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your St. Mary Saints seniors.
And we welcome you back in here after the senior night ceremony. Lots of seniors on this year's St. Mary's team. They're going to get their picture taken down there. Once again, we welcome you into your Hagen Equipment pregame show. Hagen Equipment is your source for Case IH, Bobcat, and many more lines of equipment in Watford City. We want to thank both head coaches for giving us some time there during the pregame warm-ups. And those coaches' comments are brought to you by Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City, which has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Wonderful community supporters there at Watford City Farmers Union Oil Company. My name is Titus Stenberg. Happy and proud to be bringing the play-by-play to you here tonight, and I'm really happy to have Randy Peterson alongside with me. And Randy, this is your first opportunity to watch Watford City in person, your first AA football game of the year. What are you looking forward to here tonight?
Well, I'm just tickled pink that GameDay Media has been able to come down here to Bismarck for the first time in our 3.5-year existence to be able to come into the capital city and to broadcast this AA football game. We can't be more proud of ourselves and our sponsors that help make this all possible. But what a great atmosphere down here at Smeeker Field and the new campus of St. Mary's, and we're just excited to see this beautiful field down here, see how well it holds the rain tonight. A little bit of drizzling going on, so we got two different camera angles set up in case we have to go back out on outside the press box. But we're just excited here to be here tonight, and thanks for bringing me along with you, Titus.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so thankful that you were here, along with James, our cameraman here, and Jackson Lee, our producer. You guys did most of the hard work in getting us set up, and it looks like we are set up and in good shape. And I see the fog kind of clearing away as we look over to the east. The lights are on. The football is going to be wet, and we'll see. We might have a few turnovers here tonight that might tell the story as to who wins this football game, as that has been the case for these two teams, the way that they have played this season. If they win the turnover battle, they win the game. That's been pretty much the way that this season has gone for each of these teams, and this game has a lot of playoff implications. Watford City coming in at 2-1 in the conference, St. Mary's at 1-2. Both teams beat Dickinson by 3 points in dramatic fashion, and so I think it's going to be a pretty evenly matched game here tonight.
A lot of consequences on the line here tonight. A lot on the line for both of these teams as they both fight to play for their postseason lives, you might say. Coach Dooley and this Watford City team has just really revamped the team a little bit, and they're coming out and playing some Watford City football. Of course, Watford City, well known under the Fred Fridley days of coaching, were always very successful, and took a little dip there for a little while, but Coach Dooley seems to have gotten the ship righted, and we're looking forward to what the Wolves can do against the Saints here tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game for sure. Now, St. Mary's comes in back in AA after they have spent some years up in AAA, and they have had a little bit of a rough season so far. They've been in a lot of close games, but have not picked up a win at home yet this year. Now, 0-4 at home. They are 2-1 on the road, but they would like to get a first win at home here tonight on senior night. They're introducing the cheerleaders down on the field here right now. And while they do that, let's take a look at our starting lineups. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Patriot Fuels, conveniently located on Highway 85 North between Alexander and Watford City for all your fueling needs. Let's take a look at St. Mary's offense to get started here. See, their quarterback is a junior, Tommy Wilson. Beckett Price, we'll talk to him a little more as the broadcast goes on. And now we're going to toss it over to our PA announcer as you take a look at the rest of St. Mary's offensive starting lineup.
And Ayla Stewart.
Well, we'll take it back for a second. Looks like they're going to look over a few more things before they introduce the starters while they decide what they're going to do over there. Let's take a look at Watford City's starting lineup on defense, also brought to you by Patriot Fuels. A few changes there to the starting lineup for the Wolves. No Tristan DeVries in the starting lineup tonight, so the linebacking core looks a little bit different with Jaden Wagner in there along with the leading tackler for the Wolves, Harper Moberg and Brogan Shannon. The safeties will be Will Langford and Bryson Wolf. Starting cornerbacks are Connor Winter and Riley Liedalberger up front. It'll be those four young men, part of an offensive and defensive line that has had a really good season thus far and look to keep it going. Once again, of course, Thaden Arnold and Brandon Spacier lead the way from the defensive end spots. Birch Cheddar and Tim Randalls are the defensive tackles. St. Mary's is coached by head coach Toby Schweitzer in his third year at the helm of St. Mary's after being a long time assistant coach under Dan Schmeeker. And Watford City is coached by head coach Jim Dooley.
I was looking at some of the placards that are on this newly built stadium here at Bismarck at St. Mary campus, and notice that they happen to have 11 state championships on the board in football. That's a program that was built under Coach Schmeeker, and he gave up the reins 3 years ago, and Coach Toby has taken over on it. And, they're looking to keep their momentum going off of that win that they had last week. And senior night here, there's not much more motivation that you need when it's senior night.
Yeah, the Saints are getting fired up in the far end zone there, and here they come onto the field. I was getting some wardrobe updates from Chris Peterson as we were talking pregame show. He said this is the first year that he remembers that St. Mary's has white helmets instead of the blue helmets with the white logo. Now they've switched over to white helmets with the blue logo, and they're wearing white pants instead of their gray pants that they wore for so many years. Of course, Watford City will be in their road white uniforms, both jerseys and pants with the maroon numerals and letters. Fun atmosphere here tonight.
Look at all those players lined up on both sides of We're not used to seeing that in Class B football.
9-man, yeah, that is for sure. So once again, lots of
run out of numbers.
Yeah. Lots of playoff implications on the line here. Minot North leads the AA West with a perfect 3-0 conference record, 7-0 overall. In comes Watford City and Devils Lake at 2-1. Those two teams meet next week on Game Day Media over in Watford City. And if both teams win today, that could be for the second spot.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Our Lady of Victory Stadium in Schmeeker Field. Tonight's game features the visiting Watford City Wolves and your St. Mary's Saints. This game between the Saints and the Wolves will be played under the strictest code of good sportsmanship. Please be reminded that good sports are winners on the field and in the stands. Fans are asked to demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout the contest to both the teams and the officials. The officials for tonight's game have been licensed by the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Participants are asked to be positive role models at all times and remember that you represent your school and community by your actions. Please help us make good sportsmanship a #1 priority. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I ask you please stand as we are led in prayer by St. Mary's Central High School chaplain, Father Jake Magnuson.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, as we come together this evening, we ask you to bless these athletes. Keep them safe from injury and harm. Instill in them respect for each other, and reward them for their perseverance. We ask this through the intercession of Mary, the Mother of God, and the patroness of our school, as we pray together. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Mary, Queen of Victory, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we are about to salute the flag of our great nation. At this time, I ask that you're moving your headgear, place your right hand over your heart, and stand at attention as we play our national anthem.
Time now for our starting lineups as the PA announcer up here at the booth.
And now for tonight's starting lineups. First, let's meet the offense for the Watford City Wolves. Number 4, Connor Winter. Number 5, Riley Liedall-Berger. Number 20, Baylor Salas. Number 21, Colton Lewis. Number 30, Brogan Shannon. Number 52, Harper Moberg. Number 54, Birch Cheddar. Number 63, Tim Randalls. Number 72, Thaden Arnold. Number 77, Brandon Spacer. And number 89, Lewis Larson. And now let's meet your 2025 St. Mary's Seniors. Number 1, Dominic Zander. Number 2, Kendall Hellman.
Number 4, Cale Burns. Number 8, Zach Richter. Number 14, Brady Ruggles. Number 15, Jacoby Grimm. Number 22, Colby Hollenbeck. Number 33, Joey Churchill. Number 34, Noah Schmidt. Number 44, Jackson Barth. Number 55, Braden Rarrell. Number 66, Brad Kimple. Number 70, Carter Miklich. Number 76, Benedict Baumgartner. Number 77, Roman Barnes. And number 84, Peyton Cappy.
All right, at this time, let's take a look at your TNT Measurement Spotlight players. TNT Measurements has been serving and supporting the oil and gas industry for over 25 years, focusing on oil and gas measurement. When you want it measured right, contact TNT Measurements. For Watford City, we're going to put the spotlight on Connor Winter here tonight. He has 3 interceptions, including 1 that was returned for a touchdown. He's got 2 TFLs, been part of 30 tackles. And then on the other side for Bismarck St. Mary's, we're going to be calling his name a lot tonight. He wears number 21, Beckett Price, 113 carries, already over 1,000 yards rushing this season, 1,061 yards, averaging 9.4 yards per carry. He has a long of 75, and he has 7 rushing touchdowns already this season. So keep an eye on those 2 players here tonight. Connor Winter for the Wolves and Beckett Price for St. Mary's. Watford City will return the opening kickoff here this evening as they'll send back Bryson Wolf to receive along with Aaron Luna.
Here we go. We're ready to go on Game Day Media. Thanks for joining us here on this winter night. That's the first kind of winter night that we've had, rainy night.
Yeah, we went from summer to late fall, if not winter. That's right. At least it isn't snow in the air. It could be snow. We've had that during football season, of course, here in North Dakota before. There is the boom, and we are underway.
Picked up at the 8-yard line.
Bouncing kick, and Bryson ran a long ways sideways, but not very far down the field. That's only a 3-yard return after the kickoff by Colby Hollenbeck. So the Wolves are going to start deep in their own territory, and they'll start this drive from the 11. And Randy, I hope you're ready for some misdirection and some fun, old-fashioned football. I like the way that Coach Toby Schweitzer described it.
Yeah, Green Bay Packer style.
Yeah, from the 1930s, 40s. I've heard 30s, I've heard 40s, I've heard 50s, and it's fun to watch. But it can be a challenge to announce and a challenge for a cameraman as well. So we'll hope that James is able to have a good game here and follow the ball. Who's got it there on first down? It's a Brogan Shannon dive play. That's a good gain right behind that good offensive line for Watford City. He picks up 6 on the first play of the game.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play there. You didn't know who was going to get almost like a wishbone, modified wishbone for the Wolves. But yeah, it's something that we haven't seen.
Yeah, I've been able to see it. I got to see it when Watford would play against Beulah, and it was once a year. Yeah, here comes the Wolf Pack, where they line everybody up in a straight line, and then everybody comes in tight. And you aren't sure who's going to get the snap as that one goes around the outside. That's good enough for a first down as Riley Liedel-Berger, the Wolves' leading rusher, picks up 7.
That was a good run as he followed his blockers and picked up enough to move the sticks here. The first down of the game here on the first offensive series for the Wolves.
Wolves move it up to the 27-yard line on the near hash mark as they get ready for this next rushing play. It's Riley Liedel-Berger who leads the Wolves we'll run through his stats maybe after this next play, as comes a snap from Arnold. Another misdirection. This one goes up the middle to Colton Lewis, and he's got a big hole over on the left side of the formation. Finally tackled by number 52, Asher Coughlin, on the stop there after a 9-yard gain for Colton Lewis. So Riley Liedalberger is the leading rusher as he comes in to today's ball game with 923 yards. He will likely cross over that 1,000-yard mark here today. 143 carries and 12 rushing touchdowns already through just 7 games. Wolves keep it on the ground, trying the right side. I think they got enough for a first down as Riley Liedalberger gets it up to the 39.
Take a look at that instant replay sponsored by RTC Networks. They start out traditional formation, then pack it up behind the quarterback as Riley takes the ball and gets enough yards to move the sticks again.
Up to the 39, second first down of the drive.
First down and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Watford City Wolves.
And this will be the 5th play of the drive so far. Already picked up 27 rushing yards. One wide receiver to the bottom of your screen. There's Liedalberger, breaks a tackle and gets...
There's almost a face mask there. Looked like he got up around the face mask, but no call.
Yeah, tackled by Zach Richter at the end of that play.
Gain of 4 yards for Liedalberger.
Riley Liedalberger has been such a good running back for the Wolves this season. He hasn't done it alone. Tristan DeVries is the second leading rusher for the Wolves. In total, 12 different carriers have carried the ball for the Wolves. Jaden Wagner with 305 yards. Brogan Shannon, 119 yards. Baylor Salas at 93. He might cross the 100 mark here tonight. Once again, the dive play goes up the middle. That time, St. Mary's was a little more ready for it as they limit Shannon to a 2-yard gain.
It'll be third down and long 4 for the Wolves as the ball spotted at the 45-yard line here at Schmeeker Field. And chance for the Saints to come up big here on senior night, make a stop here on 4th down.
Third down, yep. First third down that the Wolves have faced. They were good on third downs in their win at Jamestown. As looks like the atmosphere is clearing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Being able to see a little bit further just before sunset. Here comes the snap. Birch Cheddar pulling to this side.
Good defense there.
Yeah, Wolves do not pick up the first down, and now
Zander with the tackle for the St. Mary's Saints. Now a decision time for Coach Dooley.
Yes.
You're in midfield almost at the 46-yard line. It's 4th down and 3. What do you do?
They gained 1 yard. I think that's enough to leave the offense out on the field there. And they have some confidence in this rushing attack. They believe that they could pick up 3 yards. They need the 49 to keep this drive going. First really big play of the game upcoming right here. Senior Thaden Arnold snaps it, direct snap to Liedalberger. He didn't have it initially.
Yeah,
I don't think he got it.
He's not going to get it. Big defensive stand there by the St. Mary's Saints as they stopped the Wolves at the 48-yard line.
Taking a look at the RTC Network's instant replay, I thought on that second effort he might be able to get it by falling forward, but that is not the case as St. Mary's defense stands strong and gets a stop on 4th down. And they'll take over in good field position, starting with 7:14 to go in the first quarter, starting this drive at their own 48.
A lot of pink on the field tonight for the St. Mary's Saints in honor of breast cancer awareness. Nice to see that amongst the players here tonight.
Tommy Wilson is the quarterback for Bismarck St. Mary's. Leading receivers are Brady Ruggles and Peyton Copy. And then we talked about him in the pregame show there. Beckett Price, outstanding running back. He dots the I as Tommy Wilson takes the snap. Handoff goes to Price. Big hole up the middle across the 40, 35.
Going, my goodness.
Inside the 30 before he's finally brought down by Bryson Wolf. There he is, their spotlight player, taking the spotlight and the football with him.
RCD Networks instant replay just goes right up the gut. A lot of good blocking there and keeps the legs a-going, drags a few Wolves with him.
Number 21 picks up 21 yards on that carry And St. Mary's knocking on the door of the red zone as they've got it down to the 27-yard line of Watford City. 4-man front for the Wolves. Against this I formation look from St. Mary's, it's Price once again right up the middle.
Yeah, good running. Good up front play too there.
Down to the 20-yard line as Tim Randalls and Thaden Arnold combine on the stop that time.
Gain of 6.
2nd and 4. St. Mary's playing ahead of the chains so far to start this game out.
Tommy Wilson comes in from the near sideline talking with head coach Toby Schweitzer. See what they got up in store for 2nd down and 4.
So I want to thank those of you joining us on the radio on Dakota Country 96.1 tonight and online at dakotacountry961.com as Price takes another handoff, another big hole. He's inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Saints.
Yeah, they're running that play, going seemingly like on the right side of the line a lot here as they line up in the I formation. He's just picking his spots and where to go, and he's just following his blockers, doing a good job of that, and they're smelling the end zone.
1st down on that carry. They've got 2 of them now, and now it's 1st and goal from the 3 after that 18-yard carry. Beckett Price, 3 rushes, 45 yards. It's been all him so far on this opening possession of the game for St. Mary's offense. Wilson takes the snap, handoff to Price, and I think he got in there. Yes, he did. Touchdown, St. Mary's, as Beckett Price scores from 3 yards out.
Take a look at that. It's been number 21 this whole first possession for the Watford City Wolves. This time goes around the left side of his offensive line, picks a hole, drives with the legs, gets in for the touchdown.
That touchdown is brought to you by Cornerstone Bank. We give you straight answers and the best possible financial options. Visit cornerstone.bank for more info. Here comes a extra point attempt. Left-footed kicker, and it is good. Perfect. So St. Mary's strike first on your NCC scoreboard. It is Bismarck St. Mary's 7, Watford City nothing. We'll be back with the kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries.
But maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand.
But maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank.
But maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
Welcome back to Bismarck, Our Lady of Victory Stadium, overlooking Schmeeker Field from this beautiful press box as Bryson Wolf receives the kickoff at the 8-yard line. A little more.
Whoa, here comes a penalty flag also.
A little more north and south running that time, but yeah, he ran into a brick wall. Ooh. And a flag was thrown as well.
That'll knock the cobwebs out of your
It
noggin.
sure will if you're not. If you weren't awake yet, that hit surely would.
Holding a call against the Wolves, that'll set them back.
So once again, not good field position to start. The Wolves started their first drive of the game at their own 12. They did march it to the 48 before turning it over on downs. This drive will start with 5:12 to go in the first quarter, and that penalty marches them back to the 17-yard line.
What a nice field down here, man. For a broadcaster's point of view, numbers that are bright and hashtags, hash lines, it's just great.
Yep, outstanding place to watch and broadcast a football game from.
Quarterback draw.
That will be Leadall Berger.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe the Mustang instead of a quarterback draw.
And now I see Wyatt Bockelman on the field. He got injured in the first game of the year at Castleton against Central Cass. He was the plan for the Wolves to be the starting quarterback as the season started. And now we see him out there. I saw him warming up. He was putting some passes in the air. And he is now on the field. Connor Winter, the wide receiver to the right, as it will be Bockelman in more of a standard shotgun formation. Takes the low snap, rolls to his right. First pass attempt of the game is caught at the 42-yard line. First down, Watford City. Connor Winter, there he is, our spotlight player.
Take a look at that RTC Network's instant replay. His first touch of the game, rolls out to his right, stops and fires a direct hit to his receiver. Great play.
Third first down of the game for the Wolves, and that is probably a surprise to St. Mary's. They probably weren't prepared for many Watford City passing plays, and that one works well. A gain of 27 yards on the connection from Bockelman to Winter.
Didn't they set a record last week in yardage on the ground?
Yes, 479 rushing yards for the Wolves on the road at Jamestown. Here they go back to the ground on first down.
Gain of about 4 yards on that last carry.
Riley Liedalberger, his 6th carry of the game already, and he picks up 4 on that one, so he is up to a total of 25 yards on 6 attempts so far in this one as he closes in on 1,000 yards for the season.
Very fast quarter so far. 3:23 remaining here in the first quarter from Smeeker Field in Bismarck. Titus Stenberg on the call. My name's Randy Peterson. Welcome in to Game Day Media.
Yeah, just 1 penalty so far, no turnovers. There's been 1 touchdown, and now the Wolves will keep it on the ground again with Liedalberger started right, goes left. That was a good decision. He's across midfield, very close to another Watford City first down.
Take a look at that RTC Network's instant replay. The lineup, 2 behind the center. They don't know who's going to get the snap, and this time it's the running back, Liedalberger, and Berger decides with the little hitch and go and follows his left side of his line, and he's within 1 yard of a first down.
3rd and 1. This is the first play on St. Mary's side of the field here in this first quarter. Well, resting on the St. Mary's logo at the St. Mary's 49-yard line. Bockelman in at quarterback. And it goes to Brogan Shannon on the dive. He's carrying Saints with him down to the 45, maybe even the 44. That's a Watford City first down.
That's Dooley football for you right there, folks.
That sure
ground and
is.
pound.
A lot of times it's Jaden Wagoner carrying it out of that formation. Today it's 3 times gone to Brogan Shannon. That's a 3rd down conversion for the Wolves, their 4th first down of the game. 2:05 left to go in quarter number 1. As Randy mentioned, a very fast-moving first quarter. Thank you for finding us here on this 6 o'clock start time on a Thursday. Hope you're ready for some Thursday evening football. There goes the handoff to Wagoner, his first carry of the game. Not a lot of running room over the left side as he was brought down by Jackson Barth.
Boy, that's a lot of razzle-dazzle out there for the Watford City Wolves. Tell you what, you got to have about 5 different eyeballs looking at different players there because they're all going in different directions, and who knows who's going to come up with the football.
Yeah, as an announcer, you just have to be patient, and that's easy for somebody to say, but it's harder to do. Yeah. And what's even harder, our job is really easy compared to the players and then the coaches who have to try and make split-second decisions as to where the football is and where it's going.
Just think of the coordination and the practice that has to be done to make all those things successful. There's another direct snap again. Look at that. He got away from the first one.
Yeah, Liedalberger somehow got out of that pile. I thought he might be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, but a strong run there by the Wolves' leading rusher, and he turns it into a nice gain on 2nd down.
Direct snap goes to the right side again. Just keeps those legs moving. Just well-coached young man there as he's fighting for every yard that he can get. Brings up 3rd down and 4. Under 45 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Wolves 1 for 2 on their 3rd down conversions. They converted 3rd and 1 just a few moments ago. This will be huge as we near the end of this first quarter. Already, it'll be Liedalberger over the right side.
Running out of real estate there.
But he falls forward. I think he'll be 1 yard short.
3-yard gain. Looks like it's 3-yard gain and brings up 4th down and 1.
And that clock continues to run. I'm guessing we will take a break with the end of the quarter here, and both coaches will think things over with a 4th and 1 coming up next from the St. Mary's 36-yard line. Outstanding start to this one. The rain is cleared. It's a beautiful night for football. Thanks for joining us on Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1. We're back with the second quarter after this 1-minute timeout.
Game Day Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
Here alongside for this 4th and 1 play now coming up next. Randy, what do you expect to see here on 4th and 1 from the Wolves?
Well, I got to keep it on the ground unless they're going to do a shake and bake here. I don't know with the tush push.
It looks like Wyatt Bockelman on the quarterback sneak, and he's got it.
First down.
That will be a first down on the 4th down conversion. That time, I think St. Mary's was maybe caught off guard a little bit with how fast that snap came. And it is another Wolves first down. Their 5th of the game, 3rd of the drive as they prepare for this 10th play of this drive. Plus it was 8 plays on their first drive. They've run, as soon as this ball is snapped, 18 plays to just 4 for St. Mary's. But St. Mary's leading it on the scoreboard with the quick touchdown that they scored on offense. Liedal Berger on the direct snap. Over the right side. He's got a nice chunk of yardage, very close to the first down as he crossed the 25.
Yeah, he's a good one, boy. He's quick off the feet, and he's just got a quick step. He's got strong legs to keep things going, and he just does a great job going out on the right side again there, following his blockers and putting his head down and getting 9 yards on that last carry.
So he's up to 46 yards on his first 10 carries of this ball game. 2nd and 1 for Watford City. Snap goes to Liedal Berger, trying the right side again rushing behind that good offensive line. Spacier and Arnold leading the way. First down, Wolves. Spot it down at the 19-yard line, so a pickup of 6 and another fresh set of downs for Watford City.
First down and 10 inside the red zone.
So it'll be the 12th play of the drive for Watford City. Trailing it 7-0, but a good drive going right now. It's the dive. That'll be Brogan Shannon, and that time the defensive tackles for St. Mary's were a little more ready for it as Carter Miklich made the first contact there. Looks like a gain of 2 for Shannon and the Wolves.
2nd down and 8 from the 17 as the clock continues to run. Just eclipsed the 10:30 mark of this second quarter. We'll have our halftime show coming up at the end of this first half of play.
Thaden Arnold with the snap to Bockelman. He hands it off to Wagner, who came around from the right side of the formation, and another good stop by St. Mary's defense. I believe that was Vincent Langenfelder leading the charge on that tackle. That'll set up a 3rd and 7 for Watford City.
Yeah, stay tuned for that halftime show, the Nodak Insurance Eric Mogan halftime show. Our mission is to meet the lifetime financial needs of our clients by providing competitive products and outstanding service. Thank you to Nodak Insurance for coming on board as a Premium Plus sponsor, Premier Plus sponsor here on GameDay Media.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great sponsors and still a few more openings. If you're interested at all, just find me or Randy, and we're going to have our first time out of the game. It's brought to you by LPL Financial with Shiloh Chavez. We'll be back with a 3rd and 7 for the Wolves after this 30-second timeout.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Dad.
Can you hang out with Grandpa for a bit? I'm down in the barn.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll be up there in a bit. RTC Networks capture cameras. Keep an eye on what you care about.
Third and 7 for Watford City. They've been good on third downs, but this is the longest one that they're going to face.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to see here, Randy?
Well, I don't know if they got that throwing quarterback in there. It looks like they got him in there, Wyatt. And who knows? Roll out to the right. Last time he did that, he found a receiver wide open for about a 20-some yard plus gain.
Yeah, he found Connor Winter, who will be the wide receiver. That's a kind of a loose term here with the Watford City Wolves offense, but he's on the left side of the formation. As they bring everybody else in tight, it will be
a little shuttle pass.
A forward pass as it goes to Lewis, but not much room on that shovel pass. He may have picked up 2, and now a late flag.
Uh-oh.
Just our second penalty of the game. We will check it. That will go into the record books as a pass, as it was caught in front of the quarterback.
Oh, that hurts.
That really hurts against the Wolves. A little bit of late contact. And now it's going to be
15-yard penalty.
Fourth and extremely long. Yeah, back to the 29-yard line. So at the 29, there isn't much decision to... You're not going to gain much yardage by punting it, so they're just going to leave the offense on the field. Bockelman goes under center. Now he goes back to the shotgun with 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Bockelman takes the snap, rolls to his right, has to evade the rush, and the pass is incomplete. I was watching the ball. Was there a player open?
Wide open down in the end zone almost. He didn't see him, though.
Yep, good rush by the St. Mary's defensive line that made Bockelman pull it back before he could get that pass off, and what was a promising drive stalls out for the Wolves as St. Mary's will take over at their own 29-yard line. 8:54 to go in the first half. Watford City leading, or St. Mary's leading Watford City 7-0 as St. Mary's sends their offense out on the field for their second offensive possession. It was all Beckett Price on their first drive, 4 carries, 48 yards, and a touchdown. He'll get the toss from Wilson, trying the left side. Good stop by Harper Moberg, the leading tackler for the Wolves on first down.
Gain of about a yard on that last play there by the Saints, but good defensive there by Moberg.
Moberg with 47 tackles, 16 of them solo, 31 assists so far to start the year. 1 TFL, an interception, and also a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. He's been fun to watch from that linebacking spot for the Wolves. That is number 52, Harper Moberg. 2nd and 9. And they're going to give it to the fullback. First time somebody other than Beckett Price carries the football for St. Mary's, and the Wolves' defensive line was ready for that one.
Yeah, that's a gain of about 1. It brings up 3rd and long for the Saints, but good job there by the defensive front 4 of the Watford City Wolves. They're big.
They are. Yeah, they've got Thaden Arnold, who's going to Minot State next year, and then also some young talent there with Brandon Spacier. Tim Randalls is out there.
John Holland.
Yep, John Hall. He
tips the scales at 332.
Yeah, and then Tim Randalls also having a nice season there on the defensive front for the Wolves. Saints send a man in motion from the shotgun. Wilson will hand it off.
Very good defensive tackle there. Well, that's a good gain by the Saints.
Richter kept the legs churning.
Yeah.
Good yards after contact, and it's going to be a 4th and 2 after Brogan Shannon was able to bring him down. So 4th and 2, I'm guessing St. Mary's is going to leave their offense on the field.
This is risky. It's going to be big for the Wolves, too. If they can make a stop here, that'll give them excellent field position.
It would. They're back at the 37-yard line. St. Mary's has been winning the field position battle so far, but they're going to go for it. Here as the snap comes. Richter hit, keeps fighting, and
it's going to be close.
It will be really close. Brogan Shannon made the tackle. The way the official on near side was running in, I think he's got it.
Yeah, they do.
First down,
That's
Saints.
a first down.
This is their 3rd first down of the game. But it comes on the 4th down conversion, and St. Mary's able to leave their offense on the field.
Just second effort there totally by the running back to get that first down.
So 1st and 10 up to the 39-yard line. St. Mary's with a 7-0 lead. St. Mary's with all 3 timeouts at their disposal. Watford City down to 2 timeouts remaining. Different formation here. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left, single back behind Wilson. And that will be Price, who takes the toss, running to the right side. And he will be ushered out of bounds around the 45-yard line.
Take a look at that RTC Networks instant replay. RTC Networks located in Partial, North Dakota, with different exchanges throughout central west North Dakota. Pitch back to number 21. Beckett Price, and Price just keeps his legs moving and moves a yardage marker for about 5 yards on that last carry.
He's up to 6 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown, the only Cornerstone Bank touchdown that we have had thus far in this first half. Rain has dissipated here for the moment as Wilson looks like he's running the option to the left, nowhere to go. Moberg with the stop.
Yeah, Moberg sniffed that one out. Number 52 for the Wolves. The junior 202-pound linebacker comes on the offensive line, comes up and little or no gain on that last carry.
So they give him forward progress to the 45, so a gain of 1. It's now 3rd and 4 as St. Mary's tries to come up with a play here. They picked up a 4th down conversion on the last drive after being stopped just short on 3rd down on their last possession. 1 receiver to the right, 1 receiver to the left. I formation. Wilson fakes the handoff, and he gets it off, and it's caught, and I think they might have another first down. It'll depend on the spot. Zach Richter making the catch. They needed the 49-yard line, and they're moving the chains already. And it looks like that's exactly what they got. So Wilson to Richter on the first pass completion and first attempt of the game for St. Mary's. So the Saints have moved it up to their own 49-yard line. One receiver to each side, shotgun formation, a little bit of movement up front, but the Wolves get back in time as the handoff goes to Price over the left side. He's got a big hole, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. There is a flag down. If it stands, it's a 51-yard touchdown run for Beckett Price. Let's check the penalty.
Flag on the play.
It looks like the touchdown is going to stand. If it does, Beckett Price is up. So the penalty goes against Watford City, and it'll be enforced on the kickoff. The 3rd penalty of the night against the Wolves. So St. Mary's with their 2nd scoring drive of the game, that one taking 8 plays. As the extra point by Coughlin is good. So with that, it's now 14-0 Saints on your NCC scoreboard. We'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com.
Welcome back to Schmeeker Field here in Bismarck as St. Mary's has built up a 14-0 lead with that touchdown run by Beckett Price. That drive going 8 plays, 71 yards in 3 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. 51-yard touchdown run by Price's second of the game. And they're going to try an onside kick. The Wolves fumble it, and St. Mary's has recovered. And the momentum continues to go in the way of the Saints as Colby Hollenbeck gets the onside kick recovery for Bismarck St. Mary's. So this drive will start deep in Watford City territory as the Wolves defense has to go right back to work. And penalties really hurting the Wolves so far in this one, as that gave St. Mary's the time of possession to deal with, or the field position to take advantage of, and they did just that. They'll start this drive at their own 34. We understand we're having some issues with our scoreboard momentarily. Randy and Jackson are working on those. We'll
5:09 to go. Yeah, 14-0. Your score is wrong, but we'll let you know. We're still playing football here in Watford and Bismarck.
Yep, 14-0. St. Mary's with the lead and the football now, starting this drive at the Watford City 35-yard line. Richter takes the handoff from Wilson. Small gain as Thaden Arnold and Moberg combine on the stop after a pickup of about 1.5 yards. So the Wolves defense now tasked with a tough spot here after giving up the football deep in their own territory and after just giving up a touchdown on the last possession. Watford City's defense needs to stand tall here and keep this a 2-score game and see if their offense can do something once they get back on the field. Wilson stumbles a little bit, but able to get it to Price, and Beckett Price does the rest inside the 30 down to the 25.
Number 21, take a look at that RTC Network instant replay again.
On the tackle for the Wolves, number 4,
Beckett Price is having a whale of a game here tonight.
He needed 9, and that's exactly what he got. On that carry, is now up to 115 yards on the ground, 9 carries and 2 touchdowns. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line of Watford City. And St. Mary's is trying to add to this 14-0 lead with 3:45 left in this second quarter. Price, another carry over the right side, bouncing off of tacklers. The pile continues to drive inside the 15, all the way down to the 11-yard line. Another pickup of 14 and a first down for St. Mary's.
On the tackle for the Wolves, number 72, Thaden Arnold. That's a St. Mary's first down.
3:30 and counting left to go in the second quarter. NCC scoreboard, it's St. Mary's 14, Watford City nothing. And it's now 1st and 10 Saints with the ball spotted at the 12-yard line. So St. Mary's can get a first down without getting a touchdown if they get it inside the 2-yard line. 3 receivers to the left as Wilson takes a snap, hands it off to Price, going over to the left side, and he is in there for another St. Mary's touchdown, the 3rd touchdown of the first half for Beckett Price. 11 carries, 140 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns for the St. Mary's running back.
Oh, what a runner this Beckett Price is. He is putting on a show here on senior night.
He certainly is. And now Coughlin, last week's hero in their 3-point win over Dickinson, comes out of the field to attempt his 3rd extra point of this first half. Snap spot. Kick is up.
Left-footed kicker.
And it is good again. So it's St. Mary's 21, Watford City nothing. 2:56 left to go in the first half. We'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed. but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help.
(21-0), the advantage for St. Mary's after they take advantage of the good field position. This time they're going to kick it deep. It'll bounce at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and go into the end zone for a touchback as Bryson Wolf watched it bounce into and out of the end zone. So the Wolves with plenty of time here, 2:56 left to go before halftime. They have 2 timeouts to work with, that they can stop the clock if they so choose. But they need some yards. They are backed up at their own 20-yard line. They would really could use a score before the half as they trail this one 21-0. Stick around for your halftime report. It's brought to you by Eric Mogan with Nodak Insurance Company, your agent in Watford City and McKenzie County. Here comes Riley Liedalberger on 1st and 10, bounces it out to the outside near the 30. A good start to the drive for Watford City. Zach Richter on the stop after that good carry by Riley Liedalberger. He's had a great first half for the Wolves, already his 12th carry as he gets it up to the 30-yard line. Gain of 10 he now has. 12 carries for 62 yards to lead the Wolves. 1st and 10 from the Wolves' 30. Not much on that play as it was fumbled there, and the Wolves lose 4 yards. Ball back to the 26-yard line. Now the Wolves behind the chains as they prepare for a 2nd and 14. 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. St. Mary's 21, Watford City nothing. One receiver wide to the right as the Wolves keep it on the ground with Liedalberger able to avoid the initial hit and then keep on driving forward to the 30. He got the fumbled yardage back on that gain of 4, and now it sets up a 3rd and 10 for Watford City, and we could be seeing Bockelman put the ball in the air once again. 3rd and 11. Bockelman has completed 2 passes in 3 attempts. One to Connor Winter for 27. A shovel pass to Colton Lewis for 2 yards. And it's now 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 for Watford City as they will line up from the 29-yard line. And they're going to think things over here. We will take a timeout as well. It's brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
Welcome back to Schmeeker Field at Our Lady of Victory Stadium in Bismarck on the beautiful campus of St. Mary's Central High School here in North Bismarck. Outstanding setting for football. This will turn into a beautiful night here in the capital city. It feels like fall. Most of our games this year have felt like summer. This one feels a little more like fall. And that's okay. We're North Dakotans. We can handle it. Bockelman to pass on 3rd and 11. Pumps once. Throws it deep over the right side. Winter makes the catch. But I think he was out of bounds. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. That is the call. Bockelman showing off his arm. He was trying to hit our spotlight player Connor Winter on that far sideline, and that pass just took Connor a little bit out of bounds, and that will be an incomplete pass. So the third down pass falls incomplete, and that will make it 4th and 11. Beckett Price back to return this punt for Watford City with 58.5 seconds to go. St. Mary's has all 3 timeouts left. Watford City with just 1. And I don't expect anything in the way of trickeration with this field position here. There is the punt from Thornock, and it will bounce out of bounds. It's a good thing for the Wolves to keep the ball out of Beckett Price's hands there as it bounces out of bounds under the watchful eye of Thaden Arnold inside the 40-yard line. So the Wolves get a little bit of field position back with that punt. And St. Mary's offense will come onto the field with 51 seconds to go in this first half. Once again, they have all 3 timeouts at their disposal. And this will be a 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 123 yards for the Wolves. They have not scored yet. St. Mary's on the other side with 154 yards, with 150 of them on the ground, 4 passing yards. Of the 150 yards, 140 of them have come from Beckett Price. Wolves looking for a big play on defense. 1st and 10 for the Saints. From their own 38-yard line, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Wilson takes the snap, fakes, pulls it back, rolls to his right, and he's going to cross the line of scrimmage and keep running. Goes out of bounds. Harper Moberg right there. Give him credit for the tackle as he chases Wilson out of bounds on the St. Mary's sideline as he crossed the 40-yard line. First rushing attempt of the game for Wilson as he gets it up to the 41 for a gain of 3. That play took a long time, down to 42.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Saints 21, Wolves nothing. 2nd and 7 for St. Mary's. A smart play by Wilson as he gained a little bit of yardage and was able to preserve the timeouts as he stopped the clock, running it out of bounds. Out of the I formation, handoff goes to Price. He bounces it to the left, and he will pick up a first down, brought down at the 49-yard line after a gain of 8. Riley Liedal-Berger made the tackle to keep the football on St. Mary's side of the field. No timeout. They're going to continue to let the clock run as Wilson runs the play in from the sideline out of 25 seconds. And St. Mary's may have been benefited to take a timeout there, but the clock will continue to run. It'll be another running play. Price trying the right side this time as he crosses midfield, the 45, the 40, 35, 30. Tackled out of bounds near the 25-yard line by Jaden Wagner with 10.1 seconds left. And that's an out-of-bounds play. Let's see what the Saints will do. They're going to just hurry up and run another play after another pickup of 27 yards for Beckett Price. 9th first down of this first half. 10.1 seconds left. Saints still have 3 timeouts left. But in only 10 seconds, they could maybe run 2 plays.
Trips right.
We'll see what they do as Wilson takes the snap. Looks to his left. There comes Arnold, flushing him out of the pocket. He's got to hurry. He throws it up into the end zone. And it's intercepted. Picked off at the buzzer as Watford City gets the turnover on the final play of the half. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay on
Rolls
that
out.
one.
Picked off there in the end zone.
That was Will Langford with the interception, and that keeps the Saints from adding to their lead. They do put 0.2 seconds on the clock, so it was a touchback, so the half is not over yet. Wolves will have to run 1 play. I can't imagine the Wolves will get too creative from their own 20-yard line. We'll see if they run or if it'll just be a kneel-down play. Lined up like they're going to run a play with 1 wide receiver at each of the numbers, and Bockelman is going to heave it. He throws it deep down the near sideline to Singer. It'll fall incomplete. And Singer and Liedalberger were in the area, but that one will fall incomplete to end the first half of play. It's a good first half for the Bismarck St. Mary's Saints as they will take a 21-0 lead into the halftime break. Stick around. We'll have your Nodak Insurance Company halftime show brought to you by Eric Mogan. Right after this, we'll be back after this 3-minute timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service. Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota.
Welcome back to Schmeeker Field. Welcome into your Nodak Insurance Company halftime show, brought to you by your agent in Watford City and McKenzie County, Eric Mogan. Our mission is to meet the lifetime financial needs of our clients by providing competitive products and outstanding service. Good first half for St. Mary's. Let's do the scoring recap first. They scored on their first possession of the game with a 4-play, 48-yard drive in 1 minute 56 seconds. Scoring on a 3-yard touchdown run by Beckett Price. Extra point was good by Asher Coughlin, 7-0. St. Mary's with 5:18 left in quarter number one. Then in the second quarter, they had an 8-play, 71-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. Scoring on the second rushing touchdown of the half by Beckett Price. This one from 51 yards out. Again, the extra point by Coughlin was good. 14-0 Saints with 5:12 left. And then the final score before the half was a 4-play, 34-yard drive. And it took 2 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. Again, it was Beckett Price, this time with a 12-yard touchdown run. Extra point good. 21-0 Saints with 2:56 left in the second quarter. And that is our score at halftime. Let's take a look at the stats in this one. St. Mary's with 192 yards of offense, 4 passing yards, 188 rushing yards. Tommy Wilson, 1 for 2, throwing the football for 4 yards and 1 interception. That one catch was made by Zach Richter for those 4 receiving yards. St. Mary's doing most of their damage on the ground, as Beckett Price led the way with 13 carries, 175 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Zach Richter, 4 carries for 10 yards. Tommy Wilson, 1 carry for 3 yards. St. Mary's did not have a first half penalty, and they had 1 turnover. That was an interception from Wilson. For Watford City, a good first half rushing the football for the Wolves, and they moved the ball with 123 yards of offense, 94 rushing yards, 29 passing yards, those coming from Wyatt Bockelman, as he threw the ball 5 times, completing 2 of his pass attempts for those 29 yards. Connor Winter with a 27-yard reception. Colton Lewis with a 2-yard catch. On the ground, Riley Liedalberger leading away with 13 carries for 65 yards. Brogan Shannon had 4 carries for 14 yards. Colton Lewis, a carry for 9 yards. Jaden Wagner, 2 carries for 3 yards. Baylor Salas, 1 carry for 1 yard. As a team, 22 carries for 94 rushing yards, averaging just over 4 yards per carry. Wolves had 3 penalties that really hurt them in field position, as one made a 4th down conversion attempt really long, another one coming during a touchdown by the Saints that moved the kickoff to the 45-yard line, and St. Mary's was able to capitalize with an onside kick recovery on that one. So 3 penalties for 40 yards. Wolves winning the turnover battle, as Will Langford got the interception to end a St. Mary's drive in the end zone on the second to last play of the first half. So the Wolves with the turnover advantage of 1-0, but as of right now, they are losing on the scoreboard by a score of 21-0. We'll be back, and we'll have more of your Nodak Insurance Company halftime report after this 3-minute timeout.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in North Dakota, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
When the job demands power and precision, turn to Hagen Equipment in Watford City, your proud Case IH and Bobcat dealers. From equipment rentals to a full service department and an extensive parts inventory, Hagen Equipment has what you need to get the job done right. Stop by 805 South Main Street in Watford or visit HagenEquipment.com. Hagen Equipment, work ready, field proven.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries.
But maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand.
But maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank.
But maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
GameDay Media is proud to showcase our local athletes, but we can't do it without the support of our community. We're inviting business owners like you to join our growing list of sponsors. Sponsorship not only helps give student athletes the recognition they deserve, but also puts your business front and center with fans, families, and the community. Partner with us today to promote local athletes and your business through GameDay Media. Together, we make a winning team.
Welcome back to Schmeeker Field as we continue with your halftime show. Let's take this moment right here to take a look at some polls. We'll start with the 9-man polls there as they wrap up regular season play this weekend. New Rockford, Cheyenne, Maddock remaining on top, followed by Lemoore, LM. Linton HMB is number 3, and then there they are, the Alexander Comets, staying at number 4 after their win at home over Divide County. Hankinson rounding out the top 5 as Divide County North Border received votes. Exciting things happening in Alexander. They're taking on Dunseith tomorrow. Then an 11-man, taking a look at the Class A rankings. Top 3 remaining the same with Langdon Area Munich at 1, Velva, Drake, Animus Garrison at 2, and the Killdeer Cowboys at 3 with a 7-1 record. Ellendale, Edgeley Cullum moved up a spot to the number 4 spot, and Park River area receiving 1 first place vote and ranked in the 5th spot. Botno, the only other team receiving votes. And then in the AA ranks, where we're watching here tonight, Minot North remains number 1. Kindred picking up a few more first place votes as their good season is continuing. Those two still undefeated. And seem
couple of powerhouses.
They certainly are. Devils Lake played Minot North tough last week, a 26-20 win for the Sentinels. Devils Lake has moved up to number 3. Grand Forks Central and Grand Forks Red River rounding out the top 5, and Central Cass receiving votes.
Yeah, you lose a game to Minot North and you move up in the ranks.
Right, that's how good Minot North is. Let's take a look at what we've got coming up next week. And I know, Randy, you've got a game even tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week, a couple of volleyball games on Tuesday, one on Thursday. We have a football game in Watford City, and then hopefully some playoff football next Saturday. But,
we're coming to an end with the football season, and, it's getting to be a real exciting time for postseason play. And, there's a lot of holes to be filled yet on those brackets, and so to speak. And hopefully some of those in our area will be able to stay alive. But, next week we've got a busy volleyball schedule. Tioga Pirates traveling over to Stanley to take on the Stanley Blue Jays. Then in a big game that we have just picked up, the Ray Jays are going to travel up to Berryhagen Court in Crosby to take on the Divide County Maroons, who upset the Trenton Tigers here a couple nights ago over there in Trenton. So they're playing some very good volleyball as well. We'll continue on with volleyball on Thursday as the Velva Aggies travel into Tioga to take on the Lady Pirates at the Ship in Tioga. Then football again as Titus Stenberg and Ross Sundin will be having the call on the Devils Lake Firebirds at the Watford City Wolves, and that'll be played in Watford City at Fred Fridley Field. And then on Saturday, we're still filling in the blanks on where we may possibly be at as far as the state playoffs go. We're going to be somewhere. We just don't know where it's going to be at.
Yeah, lots of things to figure out here as we reach the most exciting time of the year for football fans. It's hard to believe, but playoffs is right around the corner.
Our first game, Titus, was back on August 22nd.
Yep.
When we traveled over to Alexander to take on the Alexander Comets and the Lewis Clark Berthold Bombers, or the Longhorns, I guess. Longhorns, what they're calling them. But tomorrow night up in Divide County, that'll be a big a game up there at Crosby as the Longhorns travel up to take on the Maroons in 9B football. And I'll be on the call up there tomorrow night. Noah Fredrickson and David Peterson will be traveling up to Botno for Ray Powers Lake and the Botno Braves, who are receiving some looks and some votes in the media polls. And so, it's a fun time of the year. We kind of catch ourselves coming and going and meeting each other on the road sometimes, but It's sure fun to be a part of this whole thing, and we appreciate all of our sponsors of Game Day Media who help make this all possible for us.
Absolutely, and I'm so excited to be along the ride for my first official season here with Game Day Media. It's been a lot of fun, and before you know it, football will be over with, volleyball will be over with, and it'll be basketball season.
Well, I know it's a lot more setting up of Game Day Media than it was the radio stuff. You know, I did radio for 20 plus years, worked alongside of you with Cherry Creek Radio at the time, now Town Square Media, and you used to walk in with one little suitcase, and now we walk in with 3 or 4 suitcases with having to set things up, and sometimes technical stuff gets in the way, but hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast tonight despite all the technical issues we've had with our scoreboard tonight.
Yeah, we want to thank those of you listening on the radio as well here tonight. Happy to have Dakota Country 96.1 on board for this game and many of our broadcasts that we've done this season. Thank you to you guys for your help and cooperation in that effort. Once again, that's KYYZ 96.1 FM and online at Dakota Country 961.com. Watford City will kick off. They're going to try an onside kick by Bockelman, and that one is going to go backwards. And that will not go the required 10 yards. It went negative 4 yards from the attempt of Wyatt Bockelman. And St. Mary's will start with outstanding field position once again. 9 first downs for St. Mary's in the first half as they piled up 154 yards of offense, 150 of them on.
Wow, what good field position. Yeah, that one didn't go the way you drew it up on the scoreboard, on the chalkboard.
Yeah, 192 yards. I need to correct myself there. 192 total yards, 188 rushing yards for the Saints. They'll start this drive at the Watford City 36-yard line. So Saints with the football and a 21-0 lead as Wilson will start this drive in the shotgun formation. Handoff goes to Richter over the right side. He crosses the 35 down near the 32-yard line as Birch Cheddar makes the tackle.
That'll be a pickup of 4 for the Saints as they're in excellent field position off of that kind of botched onside kick for the Wolves.
Zach Richter on that carry picks up 4. He's got 5 carries for 14 yards so far.
Quarterback Tommy Wilson comes in from the near sideline. Make sure you check us out at our Game Day Media social media page on Facebook. Go to Game Day Media. You can follow us at no cost, and we have a lot of stuff on there throughout the week. And here comes another flag. Good run there, but another flag on the play.
Yeah,
looks like it's in the area of holding.
Beckett Price with that carry, but it's going to come back. We also want to thank our opening kickoff sponsor, Northern States Fishing Tools, a locally owned fishing and rental tool company serving the Williston Basin since 1978. Illegal blindside block is the call against St. Mary's, their first penalty of the ball game, and that will back them up.
Been a very clean game so far for the Saints up until this point. 11:09 to go here in the third quarter.
So that takes them back to the 47-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 21 for St. Mary's. They may have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook for this down and distance situation.
Still says 2nd and 6 on the scoreboard, but it is 2nd down and 15 or
21. I think. Yeah, they're at the 47. They need the 26 for a fresh set of downs as Wilson goes under center, high formation behind him. And it'll be a handoff to the right side. Beckett Price picking his way through tacklers, and he gets most of those penalty yards back himself on that one carry.
He's a shifty little back and weaving in and out of possible tacklers, but watch this run on your RTC network since the replay, just picking his spots and keeping those legs going and doing a great job for his St. Mary's Saints here on senior night.
He gains 13 yards. He's up to 188 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in just 14 attempts, averaging 13.4 yards per carry.
3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 7, somewhere in that area.
High formation behind the quarterback, Tommy Wilson, who takes the snap from right under center, goes to the left side. Price, a huge hold, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Beckett Price from 34 yards out.
My goodness, what a run by Beckett Price. And right now, the Watford City Wolves don't have an answer for Beckett Price. Missed tackles, just speed, outdoing everything as he kind of lopes into the end zone with the touchdown.
That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the ball game. That was the quickest drive so far tonight for St. Mary's. Just 3 plays, 36 yards, and they score to go ahead. Now 27-0. Coughlin 3 for 3 on extra point attempts, and the left-footed kicker makes this one as well. Your NCC scoreboard shows St. Mary's 28, Watford City nothing. 9:52 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Since Nodak Insurance Company started, we've gone from paying by mail to paying online. Your proof of insurance is found in an app, and as farming technologies advance, our coverage protects. The way we live and work has changed, but our service and commitment remain. We're evolving to meet your insurance needs, with answers where and when you need them most. Nodak Insurance Company. Stop by our office in Watford City and visit with Eric Mogan and Brady Monroe to see how we can help. This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Watford City and Alexander Athletics on Game Day Media. Call financial advisor Doug Rolfson at 701-444-4160 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Colby Hollenbeck has the ball teed up at his own 40-yard line with 9:52 to go in the third quarter. Here's the kickoff as Riley Liedalberger approaches the ball. It bounces once, then up into his hands near the 20-yard line. He spins his way across the 25 near the 26-yard line.
Boy, the Wolves, you know, it's the third quarter with 9:48 to go in the third quarter, but this has got to be one of the most important offensive series of downs for the Wolves. They got to get something on the board here, this you'd almost think.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They've moved the football well. They just have not been able to finish off any drives in the end zone yet. 123 yards of offense, 94 on the ground. And Wolves go to work with Wyatt Bockelman in at quarterback. This will be a direct snap. The fullback on that play. As Liedalberger picks up, well, they're going to give him forward progress out to the 31-yard line. Yeah. So a pretty good gain there of 5 yards on the first carry of the possession. First carry of the second half for Watford City. Liedalberger now up to 14 carries for 70 yards to lead the Wolves. He is getting very close to the 1,000-yard mark for rushing yards on the season. By my unofficial stats, he is now at 993. Looking for some more over the right side. Breaks through the tackles, and he's got a first down.
What a great run there by the Watford City Wolves.
That really was. Liedalberger refusing to go down easily.
Moving the chains for the Wolves. Playing with a little bit of intensity now. Not that they haven't already, but you know they're getting to the point where they got to score.
Yeah, some urgency now. Sitting in for the Wolves is, by my own stats, that gives Riley Liedalberger 79 yards and pushes him over the 1,000-yard mark for the season.
Congrats.
And he will take the snap, direct snap again over the right side. Not much room that time. Miklich had the tackle last time. Let's see who comes out at the end of the pile there on that one. I believe that was Dominic Zander with the tackle on that play. Good defensive stop for the Saints after the Wolves pick up 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for Watford City. Wolves have 7 first downs. The Saints have 10. The time of possession battle has to be very similar with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. As Winter goes wide to the left side. It will be Bockelman taking the snap, spinning, handing off to the man in motion. The Wolves are going to pick up a first down on that carry by Colton Lewis. Needed 8, and he picked up 9. Second carry of the game for Colton Lewis, and again, he picks up 9 yards just like he did the first time he carried the football. Second first down of the drive, 8th first down of the game. And Watford City moving the football, and they are now into St. Mary's territory at the Saints' 49-yard line. One receiver to the right. It's the dive play as it goes to Shannon, who's got a big hole across the 40, inside the 35, down near the 34-yard line, where he's tackled by Camden Hayes. But a gain of 15 for Brogan. And the Wolves are down to the 35-yard line. Shannon now with 5 carries for 28 yards. 9th first down of the game for Watford City. 3rd first down of this drive. Will Langford goes wide to the right. Wyatt Bockelman in at quarterback. Snap goes to Liedalberger over the right side, up the middle. He's across the 30. Tackled by Coughlin right near the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 for Riley Liedalberger. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Wolves.
Good drive here for the Wolves as the clock continues to run. Just clips the 6:30 mark.
Yeah, they have it down to the Saints' 30-yard line, looking for their first Cornerstone Bank touchdown of the ball game. They've gotten close a few times, but have not been able to get it into the end zone as of yet. Wolves break the huddle. Bockelman goes under center and then relaxes.
Who's going to get it?
Yep, it goes to Wagner this time, and Jaden with a big hole. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown to Watford City. Jaden Wagner from 30 yards out.
Look at that RTC Network's instant replay. Perfect hole.
Longest carry of the game for Watford City, as Jaden Wagner puts the Wolves on the board with that Cornerstone Bank touchdown.
That was needed in an immense way by the Watford City Wolves.
7th play of the drive, and it results in their first touchdown of the game, capping off a drive that covered 74 yards.
Exactly 6 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Wolves will go for 2.
In the gun.
That's Bockelman as he sends Liedalberger in motion. Bockelman takes the snap, looks right, now passes left. It's Brandon Spacier looking for some space, driving towards the end zone, and he's going to be stopped a yard short.
Again. It was just a little bit short, but you don't see too many times at number 77 with the reception.
Well, Coach Dooley going deep into his playbook for that 2-point conversion attempt, but it ends up falling about 1.5 yards short. It's 28-6. We'll be back with the kickoff from the Wolves after this 30-second timeout.
At Johnson & Sundin Law Office, we combine big case expertise with small town service. Since 1980, we've fought for clients across western North Dakota. From oil and gas disputes to serious injury and wrongful death cases, probate, agriculture, and more. No matter what issue, our experienced team is ready to stand by your side. In our office in Watford City, we're here for you, wherever you are. Johnson & Sundin, expert legal representation rooted in North Dakota.
Hey, welcome back in here as the Watford City Wolves. We take a look at that last touchdown play there again that was a missed attempt on the 2-point play, but we'll show it again here. As you see, number 77 there for the Wolves. That is Brandon Spacier,
yeah.
Unable to get in. He's trying to drag some Wolves in with him, but unable to do it. But great effort there by Spacier. Just come up 1 yard short.
Ball falls off the tee here as Watford City will
windy.
pick it deep. No, it hasn't been. It's settled into a really nice night.
Beautiful night for football.
We understand it's raining back in Watford City.
Boy, that breaks your heart, doesn't it?
Not one bit.
Cows are loving it.
Yeah, the rancher in me loves every drop of rain that we can get. The football announcer, I don't mind it as an announcer. The setting up process made it a little bit difficult with all the rain we got. But Beckett Price, another good return. He makes his impact felt in so many different ways. He's done on offense and on special teams both a lot here tonight as he gives St. Mary's some momentum back after that nice drive by the Wolves. Now St. Mary's will start with good field position, moving the football up to the Saints' 45-yard line.
5:51 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching Game Day Media from Schmeeker Field at the campus of St. Mary's High School in Bismarck. First time Game Day Media has been in Bismarck. It's a real privilege to be here.
One receiver to each side as Tommy Wilson goes under center with an I formation behind him. I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of Beckett Price on this drive, but no, it's going to be a new running back in there to start this drive.
That's Colby Hollenbeck.
Yeah, Hollenbeck with his first carry of the ball game. And
he gets for about 7.
Yeah, 7 yards there on that carry into Watford City territory. Colby with 4 carries for 11 yards coming into action so far this season. One of 12 different ball carriers the Saints have used this year. Coming into the game, they had nearly 1,400 yards of offense on the ground themselves, 414 passing yards. Beckett Price started the game with 1,061. He has added 222 yards so far tonight. 2nd and 3 for St. Mary's. Handoff is bobbled, but Hollenbeck brings it in. He's tripped up by Will Langford just as he was trying to make a cut. Only a gain of a yard on that play. He'll set up 3rd and 2.
He's actually kind of lucky he didn't lose that football. He was bobbling it as he was running to his right side and able to garner it and tuck it in, but still now 3rd down and 2, the way it looks here from the far sideline as they look at the chain gang over there.
Yeah, I was expecting fumbling maybe to be an issue the way that the conditions were to start the game or in pregame. It was a steady mist, sometimes a harder rain, most of the time misty, which can lead to some not very good ball handling and ball carrying situations, but neither team has fumbled it yet. We've only had 1 turnover. That was an interception right near the end of the first half. Moberg with a big hit, but Richter able to fight through it enough, and I think he picks up a first down on the 6th carry of the night for Zach Richter.
They're waving the chain gang forward, so that's another first down.
2-yard carry. Zach Richter now with 6 carries for 16 yards, picks up the 11th first down of the ball game for Bismarck St. Mary's. Really important game as you look at the standings. Minot North alone at 3-0 up on top. Watford City tied with Devils Lake at 2-1 in the conference. St. Mary's at 1-2. Clinging to some playoff hopes. They need this one tonight. A loss for Watford City will drop them to 2-2 and make their playoff scenarios a little more difficult. As Spacer with a big hit as 3 of his teammates come in to help finish off Richter there.
Yeah.
Good job by Liedal, Berger, and Langford along with
We saw the good hands by Spacer, and now we're seeing the good hands on the defensive side of the ball as well.
He is a fun player to watch.
Look at that.
That's a TFL there for the Wolves. Brogan Shannon also getting a piece of that tackle. Sets up a 2nd and 11, and I did see number 21, Beckett Price, coming back into the game. Randy, that was the first play for St. Mary's that did not go for positive yardage.
Oh, wow.
Loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, they've been playing really well here tonight. Fired up on senior night.
2nd and 11. This will be a toss to the near side. It is Price, and he's tripped up.
Yeah.
Behind the line of scrimmage, he was able to dive forward.
That will be another loss, but maybe a half a yard.
Oh, yeah. I thought they were going to give him forward progress, but no, it's a loss of 1 for Price. So back-to-back negative 1-yard carries. Thaden Arnold in on the stop there, and now the Saints face a 3rd and 12. So despite falling behind by 4 touchdowns, Watford City still in this football game. Last week we saw St. Mary's score the first 21 points of the game. Dickinson answered with 21 in a row to tie it up before St. Mary's won it in dramatic fashion on a last-second field goal by their kicker, Asher Coughlin. As this handoff goes to Price.
Look at that. Look at that. My goodness.
Such a good run by Price, taking it from the 47 down inside the 35, and that will be enough for another Saint first down.
How do you stop that? My goodness. he is getting some blocking from those guys up front, the junkyard dogs, so to speak. But boy, he's got the quickness to get through that hole that they produce. It doesn't take very long for him to get through that hole, and he's just an outstanding running back.
I've got him now for 235 yards on just 17 attempts. Even after that loss of one on his second to last carry, he's still averaging 13.8 yards per carry. So we hand off to Lingenfelder, his first carry of the game. He gets it down to the 30 before he's bottled up by 3 or 4 Wolves. That's a gain of 3 for Vincent Lingenfelder. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, second down and 7. 1:05 to go here in the third quarter. And time management, they're in no hurry, really. I mean, the quarterback's sitting over here talking to his head coach, wondering what the after-game meal is going to be.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Randy. I was going to say that they were taking their time on this drive, and now they're breaking the huddle finally with 10 seconds on the play clock, so they're going to snap it right near 1 on that play clock as Wilson takes it from the shotgun, handoff to Lingenfelder over the left side, right down the hash mark, carrying tacklers with him inside the 25 all the way down to the 20-yard line.
These running backs for the Saints are having a very impressive game here tonight. I've just been totally impressed with the way they're doing things here tonight.
Another St. Mary's first down, their 13th of the game, 3rd of the drive. Clock continues to run, and they do not have to snap it. No, a 3-second differential in the game clock and the play clock, and I believe Coach Schweitzer is aware of that fact, and yeah, he's holding up 4 fingers. They're going to prepare for the fourth quarter.
We're going to go to the fourth, too.
We'll switch ends, and we'll be back for the fourth quarter from Schmeeker Field in Bismarck after this 1-minute timeout.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Dad.
Can you hang out with Grandpa for a bit? I'm down in the barn.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'll be up there in a bit.
RTC Networks capture cameras. Keep an eye on what you care about.
This Game Day Media broadcast is brought to you by TNT Measurements Incorporated, providing oil and gas allocation meter proving, calibrations, and production facility lack provings. To schedule your proving, contact Derek Thompson at 701-421-1351.
Stenberg alongside Randy Peterson as we welcome you back to Bismarck on Game Day Media and Dakota Country 96.1. 28-6, Saints with the lead and the football as we get this fourth quarter started.
Yeah, they're going to get the clock going again here with first down and 10. Keep that clock running, and it's just a time management game right now, it seems like to me. So again, the ball off to number 34.
Another new running back. That is Noah Schmidt on that carry. Takes it over the right side, picks up a couple as that first play of the fourth quarter is brought to you by Northern States Fishing Tools, a locally owned fishing and rental tool company serving the Williston Basin since 1978. A gain of a yard there for Noah Schmidt.
And more importantly, that gets the clock running for the Saints as the quarterback, Tommy Wilson, comes out and has a little chat with his head coach and trots back out to the huddle. And the pink-armed Saints tonight. Wearing a lot of pink tonight.
2nd and 9 for St. Mary's as Wilson hands it off to the fullback, Richter. Wolves do a nice job of stopping him initially. He does keep fighting for a gain of 3. Spacier, along with a couple other teammates, in on the stop of Richter, who is now up to 18 yards on the ground.
Yeah, and Beckett Price just checks back in for the Saints after getting a little one-play breather.
3rd and 6, Beckett Price with 17 carries for 235 yards and 4 touchdowns. He has got to be a leading candidate for our First International Bank and Trust Player of the Game. Make sure you stick around for our entire Johnson and Sundin post-game show. And hopefully be able to visit with one of the head coaches along with our First International Bank and Trust player of the game. The handoff does go to Price, and a good job by Moberg. Langford got him initially, and Moberg able to finish the tackle off, and Price is going to be 1 yard short of a first down. Brings up 4th and 1.
We've called Moberg's name a lot tonight defensively. He's had a good game with a lot of tackles tonight as they hustle back into the huddle now with Tommy Wilson coming in.
4th and 1.
Wilson is a junior for the Saints.
4th and 1 from the 11. Wilson takes the snap, hands it off over on the right side. That's Richter, and he's got a first down for the Saints.
Inside the 10-yard line at about the 6.
Yep, gain of 5.
1st and goal.
4th first down of this drive, 14th first down of the game. And St. Mary's with the 22-point lead, trying to add on to it with another Cornerstone Bank touchdown. One receiver right, one receiver left. Wilson with the I formation behind him as he goes under center. He'll take the snap from the 6-yard line, hand it off to Schmidt on the right side, going over the tackle, and he is into the end zone for a St. Mary's touchdown. Noah Schmidt from 6 yards out.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play again, going on that right side of the Saints offensive line, but right now the Wolves having a hard time stopping this machine called the St. Mary's Saints.
That was a long drive.
Yeah. That took off almost 3 minutes off the 4th quarter on that drive.
Right, and it started with 5:51 back in the 3rd quarter as Coughlin comes on to attempt another extra point. Funny thing is that drive just covered 55 yards. So they were just picking up just enough for a first down, and that was a thing of beauty for the Saints fans as another kick sails through the uprights. It's St. Mary's 35, Watford City 6, 9:06 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
When you have financial questions or ideas, you need someone to listen and provide insight about your options. Shiloh Chavez and her team with LPL Financial can review your specific situation and help create a strategy unique to you and your goals. Give her a call at 701-842-4244 or email at shiloh.chavez@lpl.com. When you have financial...
Welcome back to Schmeeker Field at Our Lady of Victory Stadium on the campus of St. Mary's Central High School in beautiful Bismarck, North Dakota. Penultimate game of the regular season for both of these teams as Watford City gets ready to receive the kickoff. Back at the 12-yard line about is where Liel Berger made that catch. Nice return beyond the 30 up near the 35-yard line.
Good return by Riley there for the Wolves. And again, another series where the Wolves need to put some points on the board.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Wolves. Their defense allows that touchdown, and even more unfortunate how much time came off the clock on that possession. So now the Wolves back down by 29. Head back on to offense where they've had some success tonight.
Time is becoming a factor here tonight for the Wolves.
It certainly is. They do have 3 timeouts left, but they would prefer to not use them yet on this drive. As Bockelman throws a quick pass, caught by Winter. He's got a first down all the way up to the 49-yard line. A good quick slant there. Pick up 14 and a first down for the Watford City.
Yeah, just a little flag play there, running across the middle. And in stride, Winter is able to bring that one in, haul it in for a first down.
Honeyman on the stop, a 13-yard connection there from Bockelman to Winter. Their second connection through the air tonight. Connor Winter now 2 catches for 40 yards. It'll be a dive play to Shannon across midfield, across the 45, down to the 44. Good carry on first down for Brogan Shannon.
Take a look at that RTC Network's instant replay. Anyway, look at the quarterback on this one as he fakes. Then the ball goes right off the middle with the running back.
Watford City know who's getting the snap.
Yeah.
The defense doesn't. The officials don't. Us announcers don't know. Our cameraman doesn't know, but he's doing a great job. James.
He caught caught the quarterback and the running back. Good job, James.
There you go. Yep, stay zoomed out. That's a good way of handling the camera situation here with the Wolves offense as they go to a more traditional shotgun formation. It's a loose ball, and Bockelman able to get back on top of it. Now they're saying incomplete.
Pass. Yeah.
That was a tough call. Let's take a look at the RTC Network's instant replay. It was so close as to whether or not his arm was going forward, but they are going to rule it an incomplete pass. And I think that's the correct call.
Well, maybe the officials will go back and grade themselves on the game tonight here on GameDay Media.
They sure can.
Some officials tend to do that. We don't limit our coverage to just players and fans, but the officials can kind of grade themselves as well, and I think that was a right call.
Yeah, us announcers can also go back and listen to ourselves and grade on how we did.
See how we can
archive.
Improve.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor. On the floor, on the court. You could eat off of this floor here.
You could.
Beautiful complex here at Watford City. We'll be back.
After this 30-second timeout.
Farmers Union Oil Company of Watford City has been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Farmers Union Oil believes in community involvement and has supported numerous activities since the beginning. We take pride in giving back to our patrons through dividends and stock retirements. Our customer service should be our top focus to ensure a pleasurable experience for you, our customer. Whether you're looking for gas, fuel, hardware, or just needing to fuel the body, Farmers Union Oil is your one-stop shop.
Welcome back to Bismarck. I want to thank a live read sponsor here. We'll start with WCAG Church and check out the service times and locations there. One church, multiple locations. After we had the installation for Pastor Dustin Harper last week, we had one service in one location. It's back to the one church in multiple locations this week. Right back to football as Wyatt Bockelman takes a direct snap. He's got a first down and more. Tripped up.
Oh, my goodness.
But keeps on going inside the 30. Did the ball come out? I think the ball came loose at the end. It was going to be a gain of 16. And, yes, Watford City did recover the fumble. Huge play for Watford City.
Look at this quarterback running here after coming off injury. First game back tonight, right, the way I understand it. And doing a great job.
And able to preserve the possession. Huge play there for Watford City. 1st and 10 at the St. Mary's 28-yard line. Clock continues to run now inside of 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go on your NCC scoreboard. Thaden Arnold will snap it. And it is Liedal Berger going right up the middle. Got close to the 20-yard line for a good gain of 7.
Yeah, and that instant replay there, we'll see if we can catch the tail end of that run. But there's a snap. It looked like it maybe have been bobbled a little bit, but then Riley's able to gain it, get it, and puts his head down and takes a few Saints with him.
That little bobble may have ended up helping Liedal Berger there, as the defense didn't quite know what to do and which direction to react to.
How many yards does he have right now?
I got Liedal Berger for 93 rushing yards.
Close to the century mark again.
Yeah, and over the 1,000 mark for the season. Great season for Liedal Berger. He's had 12 rushing touchdowns. Here's Bockelman ready to pass as he rolls to his right. Throws it. Incomplete, intended for Will Langford. About 3 different Saints in the area, and that will be incomplete.
3rd down and 3 for the Wolves on that incomplete pass, stopping the clock with 6:17 remaining here in the final quarter. We'll have our post-game show following this game, and this is a new territory from down here.
Yeah, Johnson and Sundin. Post-game show. Yeah, so happy to have
Ross. Is he doing grandpa stuff yet? Or?
Yeah, yep. He's got a busy weekend here. He'll be back next week with us when we're back in Watford City for that Devil's Lake at Watford City game. It's a shovel pass caught by Shannon, but read well by the defense of St. Mary's. First man in on the stop there looked like Wyatt Vandal, and Wolves able to complete the pass, and it was enough for a first down.
First yard, forward progress. Inside the 20 red zone, ball spotted at the 18-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 as the clock continues to run here, just to eclipse the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
They needed 3, and that is exactly what they got. 3 yards there on that shovel pass from Bockelman to Brogan Shannon. First and 10 from the 18. Bockelman, quick pass, right side. Winter does make the catch. He brings it in. The Wolves get a little bit closer, down to the 11-yard line. Gain 7.
Second down and 3 for the Wolves with 5:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
This will be the 10th play of the drive upcoming. Wolves have marched it down the field nicely. It started back at their own 35-yard line.
You know, had this been in the first quarter, it would have been great. But in your fourth quarter, sometimes you got to score a little bit faster, right?
Yeah, they're running out of time right now. But if they hurry up and get into the end zone, stranger things have happened. They've still got a little over 5 minutes left to go.
We've been in this business a long time, Titus, and we've seen stranger things happen.
We have, and here goes Liedel Berger over the right side. Pinballs off of a tackler. Gets inside the 5. All the way down to the 1-yard line.
Wow,
a gain of 10 more for Riley Liedel Berger.
It'll be first and goal. What a great run there by Riley. Just not wanting to go down at all and taking a couple of Saints with him as he goes.
And it looks like we're going to have a St. Mary's timeout here. It's brought to you by Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial. That brings us a chance to thank a couple more of our live read sponsors, including the McKenzie County Heritage Park and North Dakota Oil Museum right there on the west side of Watford City. It's that big complex with all of the flags blowing near the highway where pioneering spirit runs strong. Open year-round, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's free to get in there. They do appreciate donations, and they have an outstanding set of buildings there, and they are a great asset to our community. We also want to thank the Wolfpack Booster Club. The strength is in the pack. First year of that Booster Club. They're doing a great job of supporting Watford City athletes and activities. And so happy that they partnered with us here, came along board with GameDay Media for this season. First and goal for Watford City. Ball at the 1-yard line. Wolves got a touchdown on their last drive on a run by Jaden Wagner. Trying to get back in the end zone on this play right here. It'll be Riley Liedel Berger following his blockers on the right side of the line. He's in there. Touchdown, Watford City. Riley Liedel Berger with the 1-yard touchdown run, his 13th of the season.
And his quarterback leads the way for him. Look at that, number 10. Plowing open the hole, and he's in for the 1-yard touchdown. 12 points on the board here for Watford City with 4:43 remaining.
So
they're going to try the extra point here. I suppose they'll go for 2, huh?
Probably. That drive taking 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, making it 35-12 on your NCC scoreboard. We really want to thank RTC Networks and NCC for their premium sponsorship of GameDay Media.
Yep.
And yep, the Wolves will go for 2.
Unsuccessful the first touchdown. Let's see what they can do here on touchdown number 2.
It will be, look at this. Look at they just about had it. As Thaden Arnold was trying to complete it to Colton Lewis, and it falls incomplete.
Maybe we'll do a replay of that.
Yeah, such creativity.
Now he's playing quarterback number 77.
I think that was Thaden Arnold, 72.
72, okay.
Yeah. So we've seen Birch Cheddar throw a pass earlier this season, and now we see Thaden Arnold throw a pass with the 2-point conversion attempt. Good design, just falls a little bit short. Score remains 35-12. We're back with a kickoff in 30 seconds.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA.
4:43 left to go in this fourth quarter as we welcome you back to Bismarck. Titus Stenberg alongside Randy Peterson with our great production crew. Jackson Lee is the producer once again of Watford City football. And James Myers on the camera tonight doing a great job.
Setting up this kickoff here.
So the Wolves
ball's flat on the 40-yard line.
Yeah,
you think they're going to go for the onside kick?
That's the way it's looking. Well, now a tee does come in from the Watford City sideline. So Wyatt Bockelman tried an onside kick earlier. Now Maxwell Thornock lined up in the kicker's spot. Coach Dooley having a discussion, not sure if that was with the official or with his players on there, and they are going to kick it deep after all that. It's going to drop at the 25 and go out of bounds. And after all that, it'll be a penalty against the Wolves, and St. Mary's will take over.
Illegal procedure call against the Wolves on the ball that's kicked out of bounds off the kickoff. So they're going to spot the ball. Where's that going to be? At the 35-yard line?
35-yard line. It's been a pretty clean game as far as penalties go, but Watford City's penalties have come at inopportune times for them. They're now up to 4 penalties.
Watford City really needs to have a turnover here. They need to start swatting at the ball a little bit and see if they can generate a fumble, or I doubt they're going to throw the ball very much for the Saints to keep that clock going, but they got to start doing the tomahawk chop.
Yeah, the Wolves do have one takeaway. That was an interception by Will Langford on the second to last play of the first half. And honestly, I was expecting a little more turnovers in this with the way the conditions were at the start of the game and everything, but give both offenses credit. They have done a good job of holding on to the football, and on the rare occasions where there has been a fumble, the offense has been able to get back on top of it.
That running play starts the clock again for the Saints, and there's a gain of about 2 yards there for the Saints as quarterback Tommy Wilson comes in, trots into the huddle.
The gain of 2 on first down for Bismarck St. Mary's. And Randy, you're right. That clock running really goes in the favor of St. Mary's. Watford City wants to see that clock stop or at least move slower. There's a fumble, but Wilson able to gather it back in. Wolves do a good job of limiting the yardage after that. Play did not get going the way that St. Mary's was hoping it would, and that's Hollenbeck on the carry.
After each play, the quarterback Tommy Wilson comes over to head coach Schweitzer, and he's probably got 300 yards of rushing tonight, but he just don't count because he's running back and forth to the huddle to the sideline and back to the huddle again.
Yeah, that's very true.
Got to be in shape.
3rd and 6 now for the Saints. Interesting play call situation here. They do have the big lead, but they don't want to give the football back to Watford City right away. They'll keep it on the ground, and the Wolves were ready for it. Good job by Watford City. They wrap up Hollenbeck deep
Spencer
in the backfield.
Smith, number 50? Or is that 60?
I believe it was 83 in there. Liam Domaris on that TFL.
You think I need new glasses, Titus?
And that will bring the punting unit out. So good job by the Wolves to force a 3 and out. Clock keeps running, but they do still have 2 timeouts left.
Good kick.
Look at that. It's Beckett Price, and Liedal Berger will call for the fair catch. He bobbles it, picks it up, and then gets tackled immediately at the 21-yard line. So Beckett Price making his impact felt on special teams, along with everything else that he has done here tonight.
This kid.
Wow, what a game he's had tonight.
Dropped the ball, tackled there, about 21, 23-yard line, something like that.
Yeah, Watford City will start this drive at their own 23, down to 2:34 left in the fourth quarter.
We're going to see what kind of arm quarterback Wyatt has got here tonight.
He has thrown it 10 times. He's completed 5 of those attempts for 52 yards. And it looks
20.
like Baylor Salas back in there in the quarterback position for Coach Dooley. It's a fumble. Salas able to pick it up, but he's going to lose about 13 yards back to the 10-yard line.
Not going the right way for the Wolves right now. They're going backwards.
No, not the way you want to start a drive, that's for sure.
Loss of about 9 the way it looks here from up here.
Again, forward progress, yep, to the 14th. So 2nd and 19 upcoming after the Wolves fumble it, but are able to recover it. And we're down to 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Devils Lake awaits the Wolves next. They'll have one extra day to prepare, as that'll be back to a Friday start as the Wolves will run it up the middle. Get most of the fumbled yardage back.
Got about 8 yards of the 9-yard loss back on that play, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 11. As the clock continues to run, we're down to the 1:30 mark right now.
Brogan Shannon with that carry. St. Mary's.
Some new players coming in for the Saints.
Substitutions there on defense, down to 1:19 left to go.
Killian Barnes, a sophomore, coming in for the Saints to play the defensive line there.
Another dive play. Brogan Shannon right up the middle, spun down across the 30.
Take a look at that RTC Network's instant replay. RTC located out of Parshall, North Dakota, one of our premium sponsors here, along with NCC, our scoreboard sponsor tonight. And all this season, we appreciate their sponsorship, but a great bit of running brings up 4th down and a short 2.
4th and 2, clock continues to run. Wolves down 35-12. And here is the 4th down play. And the Wolves will convert a 1st down as they give it to Shannon once again. So Brogan Shannon picks up the 1st down. There, they'll stop the clock to reset the chains as we prepare for our Johnson and Sundin post-game show. Randy is going to get ready to head down onto the field, as this might be the last play of the game. Salas takes it over the left side, and not much running room there for Baylor Salas. And that will be the final play of the game. So final score here tonight from Schmeeker Field on your NCC scoreboard. It's Bismarck St. Mary's 35, Watford City 12, as the two teams shake hands right at midfield. Randy Peterson will head down there and join them. He will try to catch up with our victorious head coach, Toby Schweitzer of the St. Mary's Saints, and also the First International Bank and Trust player of the game. Final score tonight, St. Mary's 35, Watford City 12. We'll be back for your Johnson and Sundin post-game show after this 30-second timeout.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Since 1978, Northern States Fishing Tools of Watford City has been your trusted partner in the oil field. Serving the Wollaston Basin, we offer top quality fishing and rental tools, including packers, plugs, and through tubing equipment. With expert knowledge and decades of experience, we deliver results tailored to your needs, all at competitive prices. Give us a call, 701-842-3350, or visit northernstatesfishingtools.com. Northern States Fishing Tools, quality tools, proven service.
Back to Schmeeker Field. Welcome into your Johnson and Sundin post-game show. Johnson and Sundin Law Office, providing quality legal expertise with common sense and small-town service. Let's do a recap of the second half scoring summary, as St. Mary's led it after one half of play 21-0. They tack on to that lead with a 3-play, 36-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock. 34-yard touchdown run by Beckett Price. Extra point good by Coughlin. Made it 28-0 Saints with 9:52 left in the third. Watford City got on the board with a 7-play, 74-yard touchdown drive that took 3 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock. Jaden Wagner with a 30-yard touchdown run got the Wolves on the board. 2-point conversion attempt was no good, and it was 28-6 St. Mary's with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Then St. Mary's put the game away with an impressive 14-play, 55-yard touchdown drive that took 8 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Noah Schmidt scoring on a 6-yard touchdown run. Again, Coughlin adding another extra point. That made it 35-6 St. Mary's with 9:06 left. Watford City got one more score on the board with an 11-play, 65-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, scoring on a 1-yard touchdown run by Riley Liedalberger, his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. 2-point conversion attempt was no good, and that gave us our final score of 35-12. It came with 4:43 left. Neither team scored the rest of the way. Outstanding effort by the St. Mary's rushing offense as they end the game with 299 yards of total offense, only 4 passing yards, 295 rushing yards by this St. Mary's offense. Tommy Wilson, the quarterback, went 1 for 2 with 4 passing yards, 1 interception. Zach Richter made the only reception of the game for the Saints, and that was a 4-yard catch. On the ground, Beckett Price had 18 carries for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns, and we are ready. Randy Peterson has caught up with Beckett Price, our First International Bank and Trust Player of the Game. Randy, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Titus. And boy, what a game here on senior night. Way to play, Saints.
Yes, sir. That was great.
So we had you like 240 plus yards tonight. Just doing a great job. Your line was just blowing holes. Man, I haven't seen a harder runner than you this season yet. You're doing a great job tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And you have a lot of people up front that make your job a little bit easier, don't they?
100%. It's all our linemen.
Yeah, so what was so special tonight about, you had a little adversity with the weather to start out, but a great night for football here, and it's our first time down here. We have been just thoroughly impressed with what you have down here, and you guys put the I on the dotted the I tonight with this impressive win on senior night.
We just came out with that mental strength, and we knew that, we're going to have some struggles with the weather and stuff, but we knew if we come out strong, work as a team, trust each other, and most importantly, trust in God, we'll come out with a win.
Hey, great game tonight. I'd like to take a picture with you, but I want to talk to your coach first, so stick around. Coach, wow, we were thoroughly impressed with that performance tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, the kids were prepared hard all week, and they really were motivated to stay alive in the playoff run and all that good stuff. So kudos to them for putting it together.
Yeah, so what's up next for your Saints as you close out the season next week?
Yeah, we got Jamestown, and if we get a win, we're guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, and
this was a big win tonight.
Yeah, it's a big win for us, and now getting one next week will get us in hopefully a little better position. So,
well, congratulations, Coach. Thanks for welcoming Game Day in here. We appreciate the hospitality that your team down here has provided for us. Thanks. Thank you. Yep. Back to you, Titus.
All right, thank you very much, Randy. Great job down on the field, catching up with our First International Bank and Trust Player of the Game, Beckett Price, and also with the victorious head coach, Toby Schweitzer. Those coaches' comments brought to you by Watford City Farmers Union Oil Company. They've been serving the customers in and around the surrounding community since 1929. Thank you to Farmers Union Oil for sponsoring our coaches' comments. Let's finish the stats out here tonight. 240 rushing yards for Beckett Price on just 18 attempts, 4 of them ending in the end zone. Averaged 13.3 yards per carry. Zach Richter with 9 carries for 23 yards. Vincent Langenfelder, 2 carries for 13 yards. Colby Hollenbeck, 5 carries for 9 yards. Noah Schmidt, 2 carries for 7 yards and a touchdown. And Tommy Wilson with 1 carry for 3 yards. The team 37 rushing attempts for 295 yards. Just 1 penalty called against the Saints tonight for 15 yards. They did have 1 turnover, and that was an interception thrown by Tommy Wilson. For Watford City, great to see Wyatt Bockelman back on the field for the Wolves. He threw 10 passes tonight, completed 5 of them, gained 52 yards through the air. Connor Winter was the leading receiver for the Wolves, 3 catches for 47 yards. Brogan Shannon, 1 catch for 3 yards. Colton Lewis, 1 catch for 2 receiving yards. On the ground, Riley Liedall-Berger with another great game as he carried the ball 20 times, picking up 104 yards and a touchdown. Brogan Shannon, 9 carries for 61 yards. Jaden Wagner, 3 carries, 33 yards and a touchdown. Colton Lewis, 2 carries for 18 yards. Wyatt Bockelman, 2 carries for 18 yards. And that adds up to the Wolves' total of 235 rushing yards tonight on 37 attempts. Still an impressive average of 6.4 yards per carry. Wolves committed 4 penalties tonight for 50 yards. They did not turn the ball over, and they actually won the turnover battle with that interception by Will Langford. But the St. Mary's rushing attack just too much tonight for Watford City. Once again, the final score tonight, St. Mary's 35, Watford City 12. We're going to take one last break during the Johnson & Sundin postgame show. We'll be back to wrap things up and look ahead after this 30-second timeout.
Looking to save on fuel and fuel up fast? Patriot Fuels of Alexander, North Dakota is your partner in profit. We're proud to support the trucking industry with high-speed fueling systems, top-quality products, and vendor relationships that put your success first. Join the Patriot Fuels Fleet Card program and unlock exclusive discounts, or simply pay at the pump. Either way, you're fueling with integrity and efficiency. Patriot Fuels, driven to deliver more, located in Alexander, North Dakota.
Welcome back to your Johnson & Sundin Law Office post-game show. Johnson & Sundin providing quality legal expertise with common sense and small-town service. Once again, the final score tonight, St. Mary's 35, Watford City 12. You heard Coach Schweitzer mention what's up next for St. Mary's after the extra day of rest. They will go on the road to Jamestown with all kinds of seeding implications on the line for the Saints. For Watford City, they will return home and have a difficult matchup against a good Devils Lake Firebirds team. And there too, Watford City will have a lot on the line as far as playoffs are concerned, as now both of these teams find themselves 2-2 in the Double-A West.
Yeah, it kind of surprises me a little bit. The Watford City Wolves losing tonight in the fashion that they did, just outplayed down here in Bismarck. Very clean game by both teams. There was a couple of penalties that didn't need to happen, but all in all, you got to tip your hat to the victors tonight, the Saints out of St. Mary's here on senior night, as they were able to take down the Wolves and improve their standings, as in this region, looking for the postseason play. And I'm just thankful that we were able to come down here, Titus. We've had great sponsors, and we follow the Wolves, for the most part, and down here at the Watford City Market. And a Thursday night game on a teachers convention night, able to get down here on the long drive from Watford City and Tioga. But what a great night, as we see one of the seniors probably out there playing his last game on this Smeeker Field, and a little sentimental for him probably.
Yeah. You look at St. Mary's; they hadn't won a game at home here. Surprising with how they look tonight. Surprising that they weren't able to get a win at home before tonight, but they came highly motivated. They were ready to play tonight, and they get the win, led by Beckett Price. And what an outstanding job by their entire team. The entire roster really put it together tonight in a game that started off with a little bit of rain, but ended up pretty good weather conditions here. Just felt like fall after the rain quit falling down. And St. Mary's, they came ready to play tonight, and hats off to them as they improved to 3-5 overall. As we mentioned, 2-2 in the Double-A West. Watford City drops back to 500 now, 4-4, 2-2 in the conference. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier on. Watford City has not lost consecutive games yet this year. They would love to keep that streak going with a win at home. It's going to be a tough one as they welcome the Devils Lake Firebirds to town. And Devils Lake will have their sights set on a second-place finish, as they did lose to Minot North, so they do not have the tiebreaker with the Sentinels, but Devils Lake still with a chance to get a home playoff game. And everything's still on the line for both the Wolves and the Saints, both teams very much alive in the playoff chase, as 4 teams from each region will make it to the AA playoffs.
As we continue on for the rest of this week, tomorrow, Game Day Media on the road again, as David Peterson and Noah Fredrickson are traveling up to Botno, as the Braves will host the Ray Powers Lake Outlaws in a very big game standing-wise. If the Outlaws win by more than 11 points over the Braves, they'll be the number 2 seed. If they lose by 10, if they win by 10 or less or lose the game, they'll be the number 4 seed.
Wow.
No chance for them to get the 3rd seed, according to Noah Fredrickson. So, you know, that's a big thing. That could be a playoff game at home or on the road, you know, and so that's a big game. And another big game that we're going to be having on Game Day Media tomorrow will be the Lewis and Clark Berthold Longhorns taking on the Divide County Maroons, and that has some playoff implications as far as the final standings go out of Region 3 football as well. So join me. I'm not sure if we're going to have anybody else. I'm going to probably be doing solo, but join me on Game Day Media for that broadcast up there at Cal Andrews Field in Crosby. So Titus, thanks for bringing me along. Thanks for holding my hand on this game down here in 11 AA football. It's my first broadcast in AA football, so I really appreciate you, Titus, and I appreciate you, Jackson, and all the guys at the Watford City production team this year so far. We've got a lot more football to go, but what a thrill it's been down here at Smeeker Field in Bismarck.
Well, thank you very much, Randy. It was pleasure was all mine. You had to do a lot of the hard work. You had to run down on the field. You had to get stuff set up in the rain.
You got to have some oxygen up here for me.
Yeah, and thank you for working with our scoreboard there. I know that didn't quite cooperate like we had hoped for part of the game, but thank you for all the hard work you put in behind the scenes, along with the little bit of announcing that you get to do. The ratio doesn't quite add up the way that a lot of people realize. You know, it's a lot of work, and it's an everyday thing a lot of times. The announcing is the absolute fun part of the job. There's a lot that goes into it that people don't see on the air.
That'll wrap it up here from Smeeker Field in Bismarck on the campus of St. Mary's High School. Thanks for tuning in to Game Day Media. Once again, your final score here from Bismarck. It's the St. Mary's Saints 35, the Watford City Wolves 12. Come back tomorrow with more action here on Game Day Media. Thank you, Titus. Thank you to Jackson. Thank you to James Myers, our Cam 1 guy tonight. On behalf of all of our sponsors who help make the broadcast of these games possible. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you tomorrow night on the radio. Not on the radio, on YouTube.
Old habits die hard.
Game Day Media ND. Here we go.
Tonight's Game Day Media broadcast was brought to you by RTC Networks, Hagen Equipment Incorporated, First International Bank and Trust, Nodak Insurance Company, Eric Mogan, Johnson and Sundin, attorneys at law, Shiloh Chavez with LPL Financial, Farmers Union Oil of Watford City, Patriot Fuels LLC, McKenzie County Heritage Park and Museum, Cornerstone Bank, TNT Measurements Incorporated, Northern States Fishing Tools, WCAG Church, Doug Rolfson, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Wolfpack Booster Club, NCC, Dakota Country 96.1 FM.